It's Thick Thigh Thursday, and I am live. It's 6 o'clock. I hope you are ready. Today, I am going based on the post that I put up throughout this week. Um, just showing some practice and reminding people that it was time to reset. So I put a poll in my story, which again, Wednesdays, always check my stories on Instagram so that you can always see it and participate and be a part of it. I'd love to have your input always. Um, right. So I put a poll in my story asking, like, just, are you taking the time to reset? How often do you do this? And the results were shocking. Uh, personally, right? Like, I was just so surprised that so few people actually take time to reset, like, just the frequency, right? And so that got me to thinking, and I had a conversation about it, and I was trying to figure out, like, just what I could do as far as speaking to you. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you. Right, like giving you some ideas as to how is it that you can take some time to reset. You can take these easy things into account, into your routine. Maybe it's daily, maybe it's weekly. Now, I will say this: I 100,000% vote for some sort of daily reset for you. Thank you for all the loves and likes and everything. I appreciate you. um I 100% suggest uh, finding something that helps you reset every day, right? Um, I that I those things that can come into every day are things like having a morning movement routine, having your morning coffee. Maybe it's not movement, maybe it's a morning meditation of sorts, and you just take a breath and you have some coffee. Like today, if you're a New Yorker like me, I know today was the first time you saw the sun in like a week, right? So to be able to just kind of go outside for a second, take a fresh breath of air, and then like say, okay, I'm starting the day. That was nice compared to the last couple of days where it's just, it's been rain and rain and rain, and like, we're waiting for Noah's Ark to come or whatever. So just those are one of those ways. I want you to drop stuff in the comments, everybody that is here, just everything that you can think of that you do for yourself, especially if it is a weird one. And like, what does weird mean? I don't know. But if you feel like it's weird, like if that triggered you when I said it, then drop it in the comments. Let us know. What are the things that you do to reset? Sometimes those things are things that you share with someone else. A lot of those times it's things for yourself. But if you're like a social person, right, and you need that social reset, I go out. I have fun. I go places. I have a club that I go to, a book club, something like that, that like may not necessarily feel like this traditional idea of what self-care is, but like, fuck that. Who cares? Right? Like, it doesn't have to be what everybody has heard, right? Like, I talk about this, I guess, if periodically, right? Like, self-care is not all bubble baths. Do I love a bubble bath? Absolutely. Will you see me in a bubble bath on my feed and I'll post it in my story? Like, yes. And that's what works for me. If you hate baths, that is going to be stressful as hell to you. Don't do it. Just don't force yourself. Like, that's just not the thing. Same thing with naps. Like, some people with naps, like, I love a nap. I'm a napper. Like, I'm like part cat. And when I take a nap, I feel a lot better. There are times that I'm like, I am in a bad mood and I needed to take a nap. And that's just how it works, right? And that's fine for me. Because I know that. But if you're a person that doesn't like naps and you're like, oh no, naps make me even more cranky. They upset me, they annoy me. I wake up worse. Don't do it. Pay more attention to your bedtimes. But still, like, if that's not right for you, it's not right for you. So don't let somebody else's assumption of what self-care is be the thing that forces you to do it, especially if you know you don't like it. Now, I'll say this: is it worth putting in a couple trials? Yes, you may not love it the first time, but that's because it's new and it's different, just like anything else, right? People like come to yoga for this. They're like, I hear yoga's gonna help me relieve my stress. And I'm like, I would love for yoga to help you relieve your stress. I would love for that to happen. I'm with you. Come to class. But then they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't like it. It's too slow, or like the it's hard. I don't know what to do. Yeah, it was your first time coming to class. You don't know what to do. That's it. You don't know what to do. It is your first time. It is your first couple times. Now, if you go and you're like, nah, I've gone to like 5 classes, I don't like it at all, it makes me this and blah blah blah, then it's not the right thing for you. Try a Zumba class, try a HIIT class, try something else that is movement that will be right for you, right? Like as much as I like, obviously, I love yoga, but like I love Zumba. I love moving. I love dancing. I love those things because those are moments to reset, playtime and fun time for you. Maybe that's you by yourself. Again, you with your family, you with the crew of people that you come to this dance class with every week. Whatever that is the reset for you. And again, I feel like that should happen more than once a week. But if that's what it is, and that's what it has to be, but that's your routine, keep your routine. Now, I'll say this, the big problem with only having one weekly outlet on how to relax and release and get and like reset yourself, the problem there is that if that gets interrupted, what happens? You lose your mind, you about to stab somebody, you're all this stuff, like it just doesn't work. You hate it. Like your week is screwed, which is why it's so difficult to like just hinge all of that on one thing. And I feel that way in general, right? I don't feel like you should have one type of self-care practice. It should be a matter of trying different things or having this is how I reset from work. This is how I reset from my day. This is how I reset from my kids. This is how I reset from my partner. This is how I reset from all the stress things that I put on myself, right? The trauma that causes me to write to-do lists 20 times a day. How do I release from that? Whatever your personal thing is, that's exactly why I said, like, if you've got one, if you know that there's a thing that you do that feels weird for you, sometimes, or you've gotten weird responses to, I want to know because I want you to drop it in the comments. I want to know because that like is really right for you. Because even though other people are like actively judging you, like, why would you do that? You're like, because it makes me feel good, damn it. And that means so much. You have so much value in that moment, right? That. And like, it might be because you know people will judge you like that. You kind of keep it quiet, right? Like, like if you're like, yeah, no, how do I reset? I masturbate. I have a vibrator. I have this, I have that. And whatever it is, right? I've got my favorite video that I go to, whatever. If that's what it is for you, more power to you. Get it done. Feel better about yourself. Feel better about your day. Feel better about this, like whatever works for you. I got TT in here. I smoke a bowl. Girl, listen. Oh my God. Do you guys follow Pinky Patel? She's hilarious. Pinky Patel replied to this video the other day. Like this guy, he goes, how do you get through a 9 to 5 without feeling suicidal? And she's like, okay, so first thing is you stop when you get out of work, you stop and you take a breath. And that is also my number one thing. Stop and take a breath. Any stressful situation, stop, big inhale, exhale. How do you want to handle this? Now, understand that sometimes after you inhale, exhale, you still want to smack somebody. I don't know either one of you make good decisions. But at least it's a step. At least you stopped for a second and breathe, right? But then she said, but then she also said, like, okay, so after you stop and you take that breath, you start driving, and then you go to the dispensary and you get the adult gummies. And like, maybe that's it for you, right? I know there's a lot of stigma around THC and CBD and all these things, right? Like, there's a lot of stigma there, but it's like, if this is something that that helps you for real and it doesn't have other side effects and like it helps you relax and like this is right away, this is instant. You understand? If you smoke, you feel that in like 10 seconds, right? It is medicine. Right. So I got TT. Thank you, TT, for your participation, right? I smoked on the way to work. I smoked on the way to work all my life. People thought I was just really friendly. I love that, right? Set yourself up for success. How does it work for you? if it feels good when you do it, if you're having conversations with people, if you can work through that, awesome. Also, remember, again, whatever the form of self-care is that I mentioned here, if it's not for you, it's not for you. When it comes to the idea of adding in movement, I already mentioned it could be yoga, like, of course, come to class. I always want you in class. But it could be yoga, it could be Zumba, it could be a HIIT class, it could be you just deciding to take a nice walk, a lap around the block, around a park nearby. That was something I know I used to do a lot. If more so before the pandemic, before just traffic was crazy, but I would just stop at a park nearby school, and then like when I was done, I would just stop at a park, take a walk, because it would be later after the kids had kind of cleared out, and it was just nice. It was a moment. It was quiet-ish because I live in New York City, and like it's just it is a great reset for you. I will also say that some things, as I mentioned, like you will build up the things that if you don't reset from work, from stress, from life, the stress will build up. If you don't reset, it will build up. So you think, oh, I'm doing this once a week. Yeah. So then it's building up for literally 6 days, right? Imagine if you could have at least a little bit more of that every day, every other day. It is worth taking this time to figure out for yourself what is a good reset for you. I did a yoga class and took a walk today. I love it. Right. And so this is it, right? Finding those spaces in your life where this works. Now, one thing that I like that I know people don't necessarily get into too much, it depends. There's a lot of guided meditations. I did one not too long ago. Well, no, I did one a while ago. I can find that. I'll put it in my story, repost it. But there's a lot of guided meditations that you can find, YouTube videos, apps, free apps, things like that. Now, I'll say the free apps are usually the worst. If you pay for it, then you'll get a better set of a different set of sounds and videos and stuff like that. So it's helpful. But the general is like I feel like there's stuff you can find on YouTube as well that is just a guided meditation. Let it talk you through. You don't have to do much thinking. This is where we get stressed out. If there's just thinking on top of thinking on top of thinking and all the questions and this and the other and decisions and blah, it's too much. Breathe. Let somebody's voice walk you through. Or an idea that I gave to a client this morning was that like if you've had a meditation, you listen to it, you like it, maybe you kind of like it, there's something you would want to be different, it, like you feel it, or you find a script of one that you like to read through a little, like there's tons of them on Pinterest. If you just look it up, like a meditation for sleep, meditation for this, whatever it is, look it up. It's like there's so much content and it's so pretty, and you can like download it, keep it in your phone, read it to yourself, and you can read it out loud. So that's the idea, like I said, that I started to say. I gave to my client, if you have a meditation that you like, you want to hear, you can record it yourself and hear it in your own voice. Now, some of you I'm sure are like, I hate the sound of my own voice. Don't do it. It's not for you. But if you know that there's a meditation that you like, or you want to hear it in your own voice, you want to modify it just a little bit, maybe you don't hire a voice actor to do it, right? But if it's just a little bit different, hear yourself calming yourself down. It is very soothing. It can be very soothing. And then if it's not, then like somebody you love, maybe it's them. If their voice is soothing to you and not stressful, don't get your mom to do it because you like, and then she also stresses you out. Don't do it. If your mom and you have a great peaceful relationship and she doesn't stress you out, then sure, then it'll be very soothing. I don't have a mom, I don't know, but like you have some options. Do the things, like find the voice that works for you. And again, maybe it's your voice. Maybe it's your voice after you get high, and it's like, this is my calm voice. Read it then. Do the record. I don't care. Do it for you. Do it in a way that makes sense for you. Other things, other options as far as ways to relax and reset for yourself. Journaling, again, always. Journaling is always a great thing. And then one that I like here that I found is just like make a list of today's triumphs. Give yourself a boost of serotonin, a lot of positivity. What did I do today? I successfully made it through the day without killing anyone. I had the best coffee that I've had in months. I had, like just give yourself, again, the boost of serotonin, whatever it is, that is great. That is a triumph. Do that. And then get clear on how you want to feel, right? Because if you are saying like, I have goals for the day and this is how I want to feel, you will focus on getting the things done that will make you feel this way, right? If you are not focus on where you actually how you want to feel, you're just focused on to do, it can be very separated. It can be very like sectioned, and then it doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel like you actually worked for any good. And and that's the thing, right? Like, please let me know, right? If you ever feel like I did everything today and I still don't feel accomplished. Right? Has that ever been a feeling that you've had yet? Like, so the thing is, right? When you feel that way, it sucks. And it's like, but like, I did all the things. How do I still not feel accomplished? Because you did it scattered, because it didn't feel like you were satisfying things, right? And that doesn't feel good. Um, it's the equivalent to all the classes you took in high school and possibly college that didn't contribute to your degree. Why did I have to do this? I just did it. It was space. It took up time. Like, and then if you find stuff that works, right? I already mentioned creating a morning ritual. You can also create a bedtime ritual, which I think is a great one, because like you could do this in the shower. You can do it when you get in bed. You can do it before. You can light a candle. This can be your journaling, can be in here. It doesn't have to fit what you expect somebody else to want or whatever. It is you. What do you want to do? What would make you feel good? What ways can you like talk to yourself, reset yourself, allow yourself to stop and breathe, right? I personally love like lighting an incense and watching the smoke. I don't know, something very calming about just watching it float. Um, and as always, you can always take a walk out in nature, take a hike, a run. If you live near kayaks, whatever it is, a swim, right? Like, connect yourself to nature. We spend so much of our lives here, right? And I know I want you here with me. So thank you for being here. However, we all need to take a break from it. We all need to separate from it sometimes. And that can be hard to do, especially when we work on our phones and we have social media and like it's constantly buzzing and dinging and this and the other. When I say my notifications are off for so many things, to where I'm like, oh yeah, wait, shoot, I have to answer that message from 6 hours ago, because it's too much. It's too much, right? So taking the time to reconnect, find your tree and hug it, right? Or maybe again, it's just a walk. Maybe it's a, like I said, a swim. Depending on where you live, use the benefits of your area, right? And then like, and I'm sorry that if you live in a wooded area and you prefer the beach, I apologize. Try to find the beach closest to you, the closest thing that you've got to that, but also go hug a tree. Enjoy the woods, enjoy the after, right? Like, you have to appreciate your circumstance for what it is. And if you can't like do that, change your circumstance. Though that's the only way to deal with it. Oh, I admire you so much. Thank you, Yellow Star. I appreciate you. Um, and so the last thing that I want to give you as an option, right, is to support someone else. A lot of times we get stressed out about the things that we are doing, the things that we have to do, the things that we have on our to-do list that we have not gotten done, that we need to get done, quote unquote. Like, we're frantic, right? We get stressed about it. But we love our friends and our family. We love the people we have around. And if you feel like, you know what, all the energy I'm putting into myself right now is not fruitful, it's not actually producing anything, but my friend Seisha's on live right now, so let me go on her live and talk to her. Or let me send this person this video. Let me, because I know they wanted to start their business and this person was talking about that, right? Let me have this conversation with you. Or, if you know this person needs hands, right? Your sister needs you to come watch the kids. If you take the attention off of yourself for a moment, you will be allowed to like see the value in other people, in other spaces, and those people in your life, right? Now I will also say, when you're a people pleaser, this is detrimental, so be careful, right? When you're a people pleaser, it can make you feel better, but it also can set you up for like the kind of relationship where people depend on you for this and you do not need to volunteer your life to support theirs. So be careful around this, right? There's a space to navigate. I will admit that. But if you are the person that's like, nah, I'm always on the grind, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going, stop, take a breath, and like when you watch your niece accomplish this thing, you're going to be so proud. You're going to feel so good. The gratitude and the presence and all of those things will really speak to your mind, your body, your spirit. And that can be such a reset for you. That can be the moment that you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. You were stressed as hell 2 hours ago. You took one bike ride with your niece and everything is better, right? And none of the work you needed to get done was done. it has value. And that's the thing. I feel like we devalue things that don't make us money. And like, that's bullshit. Because the more you can actually pour into yourself, the more you can do that, the more you can get to a place where you make more money in your business, where you have more energy to do this, do that. And that's one thing that's little kind of honorable mention here. If you know all together the things that you've been doing have been building up and gotten you to a place where you're uncomfortable in your body, you're uncomfortable in your mind is running crazy, and you're not taking care of your body the way you need to, you're not moving enough, you're not eating the right way for you. And like, understand, I am not a diet person. I am not saying get on the cleanest this and that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're not eating right for your body. What feeds you and fuels you well, right? What makes you happy? Those items all need to be a variation, right? It needs to be a variety, but those all need to be in there, right? So if like ice cream really makes you happy, unless you're gonna die from the next scoop, relax. Then have some ice cream this week. I'm not saying have it every day. That's your business, but like, it's not gonna kill you if you're doing other things. If you are working your butt off and you're running around, you're doing this, you attended this class, you took yoga, you went here, you did a jog, yeah, have a scoop of ice cream, you'll be all right. And even if you didn't do all of that stuff this week, if you know what your regular life is like, you know you take care of yourself, that scoop of ice cream, that dessert with your kids, that glass of wine, that is not going to murder you. That's not going to kill all the effort that you made. And if you're fighting against your genetics trying to be skinny when you ain't, then have the glass of wine and relax. Like, that's it, right? Like, I there's nothing else for me to say about that. Like, just take the time and allow yourself to be worth the energy and the effort to reset so that you don't allow yourself to burn out like that. And that's what I got for you. I'm trying to see if I had other ones that people left. Yeah, I already said that. Take a nap, your candles, your scents. And like the biggest thing is just figuring out what works for you, what feels good, what makes you feel great. Love the positive energy. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate all of you. I am out of my suggestions. I wanted to make this kind of quick. And I will be bringing some new things to you throughout the month. Oh, also, so the last thing I will say, upcoming lives, upcoming Thursdays. One, I want to make more connections with women. I have women on here that run their own businesses, Black, female owned businesses all the time. I would love to connect with you or your people. If you know that this is a person, you should reach out to her. They have this is their company, this is that. I would love to make those connections. I'm also going to have some sample coaching online live, like these lives on Thursdays, coming towards the end of the month, and then like moving forward from there, because I want you guys to see what that experience is like. So if you're interested in that or interested in talking to me about coaching anyway, I am gifting some free coaching intro sessions throughout October, really in October and November, because I'm setting up for the new group in January. There's all this stuff. Make sure you join my mailing list. Go to my website, join my mailing list, join my YouTube email list, join my classes on Tuesday and Saturday. However, this week I am off. I'm not teaching class tomorrow, not teaching class this Saturday or Tuesday, due to other travel circumstances. But either way, I want to have you soon. Thank you for being here. If you want to watch the playback or you want to send it to someone, go to my YouTube channel. I am live on YouTube now as well. It uploads so fast. It's kind of scary. Like I'm an old lady and it's too fast. But it'll be up. Feel free to send it to people. I'd gladly have more conversation with you about this. If you have questions, slide up in my DMs, and I will talk to you soon. I love you all greatly.